Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my non-spoilery Deadpool review. Don't worry, everyone can enjoy the tacos. No spoilers, I'll do a separate video with Easter eggs and all that. So let's just get to it. The movie was awesome. You've probably been hearing everyone talk about how much they love it. It's great. It's a little unfair to more mainstream comic book movies like X-Men Apocalypse or the Marvel movies that you know are made for families. I think that Deadpool got to have a little bit more fun because it was rated R. No, there is no way the film would have worked if they would have done a PG-13 cut. Deadpool is a hilarious character, but most of the humor, especially the schmaltzy jokes, the jokes that were dumb but meant to be dumb on purpose, only worked because they came during very WTF moments. So Deadpool just making a string of really stupid jokes isn't that much fun, but when he does it while he's splattering people's brains, that's when it reaches peak funny. So like you want the PG-13 version, it's just him walking around telling stupid jokes. There's no brains getting splattered and it all falls down. But that being said, just kind of working through the film from start to finish, the title sequence was amazing. I'm so happy that Fox let them do the things that they did, because somebody in a suit sitting in an office somewhere had to approve everything they did. And they spend most of the movie making fun of Fox, making fun of X-Men, making fun of themselves, making fun of Ryan Reynolds for that matter. There are a lot of superhero movies that are tongue-in-cheek. Guardians of the Galaxy has a lot of humor like that, making fun of typical tropes that you see in superhero films, but nobody does it better than Deadpool, and there's going to be no other film this year, or even maybe next year, that's going to do it as well as Deadpool did. Without thinking about the big X-Men universe and all the meta stuff that's going on, it's a good, small superhero film by itself. I think originally it was designed to be this big, wonderful gift to the fans, so if it wasn't super successful, it would have totally worked on its own. It could be off in its little weird corner of the X-Men universe. But they also wrote it so that you could interpret it the other way. If things went really well, they could totally cross them over with the other films anytime they wanted. Now, a lot of that gets into sequel talk, so I'll talk about that later, because they have already greenlit the sequel, and there's a few foregone conclusions about what's going to be happening in that. But I thought all the actors did a great job. Even Ajax, the actor who plays Ajax, is also like the new transporter guy. That movie, not very successful, but his character was written as a good foil in the movie, and the actor did a good job of bringing that across. Deadpool is a killer, he's a terrible person, but Ajax is the bad guy. It's the same deal with Suicide Squad. Bad people taking down evil people. Gina Carano was great. A lot of you have probably seen the trailer clips of her fighting Colossus. I felt like they wrote in a lot of her scenes to let her take advantage of her skills as an MMA fighter. Like, okay, we're gonna let you have some fun. You're gonna be fighting a big-ass X-Men. He's super strong, but your character is gonna be badass too. And she's pretty close to her characterization in the comics. They did change a few things about the Deadpool story in the comics, about the way he got the name, and some of the supporting cast, like Copycat. She was a lot of fun, and the way they wrote the character was great too. It's very different from the way Copycat is written in the comics. If you go back to old school Deadpool, she's really not that nice of a person. Morena Baccarin makes it totally believable though. Wade Wilson and Copycat, as they get together, are two terrible people that just recognize each other's flaws. Your brand of crazy just works with my brand of crazy, so let's get together. One of the big surprises for me is TJ Miller, because he typically plays characters that are really hard to like. Like if you watch Silicon Valley, he plays a very unlikable character. So seeing how well he worked in Deadpool was a bit of a surprise. But he is a really good comedian. It's just that the characters that he normally plays are douchebags. But he was great. He talked a lot about how he and Ryan Reynolds improv'd a lot of their lines. Like when he was insulting Deadpool when he ripped the mask off, you get the sense that a lot of the jokes in the movie were created that way, with Ryan Reynolds just firing them out of the machine gun that is his head. And if you didn't see the Deadpool videos that I posted over the weekend, TJ Miller did say that there would be a director's cut. It'd be way more hardcore than the theatrical release, so I think mostly that's just them swapping out even dirtier jokes. But even with all the changes to the characters and the backstory, it still totally works as a film, and it's totally true to the soul of the character. Is it the greatest superhero movie of all time? No, it is not. Definitely not. But it is one of the best superhero films of the year. I think it came during the right time. Like even if you're a little kid watching me do this video, like you're not even 13 or 12 years old, you've probably seen enough superhero origin stories to make you want to throw up. So Deadpool does the smart thing of saying, okay, we get it. You've seen this before, so we're going to mess around with this formula. Yeah, not a lot of people know as much about Deadpool as they do about Batman, Superman, even Iron Man, Thor, or any of the Avengers characters, but they find this really nice balance where they feed you all the information on his backstory, while at the same time winking at you, going, yeah, we get it, you know where this is headed, let's fast forward. And there's very literally a fast forward at a certain point. It's beautiful, I totally love it. One of the other really big reasons that I love Deadpool is that it doesn't try to be bigger than it needs to be. It's a very small film. It's not like Avengers Age of Ultron, where you stuff every single thing that Marvel has, including their kitchen sink in. You have a couple minor X-Men characters, a couple things from the X-Men universe, in Deadpool with his core cast of characters like Blind Al. Can't do a Deadpool movie without Blind Al. And I know I didn't mention it, but the actress that plays her does an amazing job. I feel like what I want them to do for the sequel is keep it just as small as it is, but swap Cable in, like actually do a Deadpool and Cable movie, but without making it really timey-wimey like X-Men Days of Future Past, trying to jump forward to the future. I'm not expecting Deadpool to all of a sudden go to the future. If they do end up doing Deadpool and Cable, Cable would totally come to present day, and it'd still be a relatively small film. I think if they want to go big with Deadpool, they just stick him in the X-Force movie, which I think will happen. I don't know how big he's going to be in that film. It depends on how much they want to budget for it. There are a whole lot of jokes about things in the film that are missing because their budget is really small. So another big one for Deadpool. But like I said with the rated R stuff, they mix those jokes in with really meaningful or really WTF moments. So you have to balance the film out. It can't all just be Spider-Man wisecracking with swords. And if you're unfamiliar from behind the scenes, when Rob Liefeld was creating him, he pitched him as Spider-Man with swords because Spider-Man, obviously, biggest comic book character on the planet. So he did wisecracking Spider-Man with a suit that looked like Spider-Man's with a job like Deathstroke because he was a huge Deathstroke fan. So him being an amalgam of a couple really big characters also feeds into the fact that he makes a lot of meta pop culture jokes. And surprisingly, you guys can let me know what you thought about this, but I feel like the way they shot the film and the types of jokes that they did don't date it. Like, you'll be able to watch this in 10 years and be like, what's he talking about? Who's that pop star that he mentioned? There isn't any of that. And there are a lot of jokes about old people that are still playing superheroes. All I'll say about that is that Hugh Jackman is a trooper. He is definitely a team player and a true friend. So do whatever you can to scrape a couple dollars together to go see this film in theaters. That's really the best way to support the film. So what I'm probably going to do is wait a couple more days, then do my spoilery Deadpool video with Easter eggs. There's supposed to be over 100, so I'm probably going to have to see it 3 or 4 times to catch them all. There's some really obvious ones, so I might do that first. I might break it into a couple different videos. But see how many you can spot, and be careful about posting spoilers in the comments because most of the people watching this video might not have seen the film yet. Plenty more Deadpool coming, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. And if there's like a special Deadpool comic book video that you guys want me to do, be sure to let me know in the comments. I know it seems like Thursdays are normally kind of like a boring day, not a lot happens, but there was new Game of Thrones teaser, there was a Batman v Superman trailer, so in case you guys haven't seen that, you can click here for the Game of Thrones teaser video that I just did, and you can click here for the Batman v Superman trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody, baby-sized high five, winking behind the camera. I'll see you guys tonight.